Hey. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, we hope y'all made it here safe. We got 364 days left. Yeah. But we glad we back. But let's get it. Let's get into it. We got our first trivia of the year. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
This one is going to be a guessman. I'll give you some time to guess on this one.
Okay.
How many stops and stations does the CTA have? And by stops, I mean how many bus stops and how many train stations, not combined, each one, because I got the answer for each one.
Okay.
You ready?
Let's hear it.
You think you know?
No.
I guess we'll talk about it after the brand new intro, because we fresh. It's a new year. 77 flavors of Chicago right now.
It's Sarah.
And it's Dario.
And we traveled through all of Chicago's 77 community areas. We shared some great stories and took you to our favorite restaurants.
But you know what? There's more Chicago history and food to discover.
So join us as we connect you to the greatest city in the world.
You know why? Because this is 77 flavors of Chicago. Yo!
What's going on?
What's happening? How y'all like that? We vibing.
If you don't like it, don't tell us, because we love it.
For real, yeah. Don't hurt our feelings. Because we worked hard on that intro.
We don't take constructive criticism.
You know, we do.
As long as it's positive. We're like Michael Scott. We need positive constructive criticism.
Right, yeah.
Constructive, what did he call it? He said it's a constructive compliment.
A constructive compliment. Michael Scott was one of the greatest characters in TV history.
I swear.
Yeah. Let's get to the trivia before we get into the fun parts. Although this is fun. we still got this button.
That's what she said.
The coin's gone.
Yeah, damn. So let me repeat the question. How many bus stops and how many train stations does the CTA have? First buses, and then we'll get to trains.
1 million buses. It gotta be, because this should stop on every block.
Yeah. That's good.
Or every other block. Okay. But then you have all these. Yeah, no.
What do y'all think?
A lot of buses.
Okay. What do you? Okay. Let's buses. If you.
How many blocks are there in a city? I don't know, like thousands.
Shit ton. Here's the thing. I'm gonna give you the answer, because it's out of there. It's out of control. 10.8 thousand bus stops, and that's as of 2016.
Oh, there's probably more.
Yeah, it's got to be more. You know what I mean? It's got to be more. And trains. What do you think about trains?
Well, there's less trains with less stops. I don't know, like 500?
No, that's a little high. That's a little high.
Okay. I don't know.
145 stations.
Okay. Well,
145 stations. I got more.
That makes sense. There's like 8 train lines.
Yeah. I got more dope information as we go along through the coming weeks.
Say and things hi, like that. How are you?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Oh, okay.
Man, you anxious to start this year. Why don't you kick it off?
I'm not. I'm saying let's slow down a little bit.
Okay, yeah, I was literally about to be like, well, I'll get to it later. And then now, how you doing?
Why are you yelling at me?
What? Wow, this is so black people. Anytime we talk, we just loud.
First of all, I'm Arab, so that doesn't. I'm Arab. That doesn't work.
Yeah, I've been to y'all house.
Wow.
What? I'm just saying. I've literally seen your family.
They loud as hell, aren't they?
And they the decibels.
Arabs are loud.
My Apple Watch.
Wow. How dare you?
My Apple Watch was like 30 years now.
We're just an expressive culture.
Very expressive. Very expressive. And y'all was making tabbouleh. Why are we rehashing this? Y'all was making tabbouleh at like 1 o'clock in the morning.
That's because they needed to prove you
all
wrong.
Because I said parsley ain't shit.
Oh God.
I should have left that in 2020. I know that's what you want. Yeah. You thinking. Anyway, how you doing? Welcome to the new year.
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
I'm charged up.
We made the dumbass decision of going out on New Year's.
And look, that was, it was fun because we was with our boy Dion.
It was a great time.
Yeah.
Everything we did on that day was great.
Yeah, yes.
But the getting home portion.
Night, yes. Downtown is a goddamn mess.
And I haven't been downtown for New Year's since 2016 or 17, maybe. Maybe even before. No. I was in college the last time I came downtown for New Year's.
Yeah.
And it was only because my cousin was coming down from Canada, from Toronto, and she wanted to see Navy Pier on New Year's. I was like, fine. That was literally the last time I was still in college. So it must have been like 2012.
The vibe way different, though. Now, I mean, like, because I remember I was telling you, like, downtown used to be super popular. As crap as it was last night or well, yeah, sorry to date the podcast, but as crap as it was way worse than that back in the day. Before the COVID times, shit, man.
But what they used to do is that they used to block off streets where cars aren't allowed. So you could walk, you know what I mean? You can't call an Uber or anything, but you could walk.
Yeah, no. Do you do resolutions? You got any resolutions?
I don't really do resolutions, but I set goals in general throughout the year. Like I like to set short-term goals. But really what I want to focus on this year is being more present in the moment. Like I've spent usually if I have like really, if I'm really anxious about something or I'm just getting impatient or something like that, I spend a lot of time like zoning out on like TikTok or something like that, and I really don't want to do that this year. And I bought a bunch of books last year that I haven't even cracked open, so I want to read more. That's probably my resolution.
Yeah, that's a good call.
But there's like a stigma around resolutions because people are like, you're going to break your resolution, but it's just like short-term goal. I just want to,
that's bettering yourself anyway. Also, you know what I mean? Like
I just want to spend less time on social media when it's not like related to our podcast and stuff like that.
Right.
And spend more time doing things I love or learning new skills. I want to like learn how to sew. I want to learn how to really grow a garden. Yeah. What about you?
It's me, I don't get down with resolutions. I always say the same thing. I want good health. I want, to be a better person, round out myself as a person, grow my relationship, especially with you, with certain people. Those type of things, just basic. Because if I'm being honest, man, I know I got the sauce. You know what I mean? I know I'm going to do what I do when it come to work ethic, when it come to this. My goals haven't changed. I'm still trying to get a Mercedes-Benz. Hey. You know what I mean? S-Class. That's my goal since I've been
subscribe to this podcast and rate it.
Help us.
Dario can get his Mercedes-Benz.
One thing that ain't going is we got to give you that one. Yeah. Wow. but so I don't really do the resolution. It's just that basic stuff. You know what I mean? I just want to make it through the year. I know I'm going to do what I do. Yeah. I don't want to backslide, though. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But, yeah, just those things. You asked me a couple weeks ago what some things I want to learn. And crazy enough, last year was the year to learn camera and photography. That was it for me. I want to get better at that. But I want to do woodworking shit.
Yeah.
I want to do that kind of stuff.
We did talk about that. We said we both want to learn how to like build furniture.
Yeah.
And start small. Like we want to build a desk for our office and learn from there. The Tool Library is a great resource that's free in the city. So you can like rent all those cool tools.
Yeah. I also want to make this podcast, I want to take this. We had a great year and a half, right? Run so far since 2021. And, I just want to make sure that this podcast is a great podcast and just keep on finding ways to improve it. Which brings me to the point of what we are calling phase 2 of the podcast. Since we finally finished all 77, you want to kind of tell them where we're going with the podcast, with the direction?
I feel like we talked about it a bunch.
Yeah, but now we're
going.
Now we in it now.
So it's going to be like more specific topics, more answering questions that we had while we were exploring the 77. It's not going to be as rigid or as strict. We might visit multiple community areas in the same episode. We're really doing like topics and stories and people more than we are doing just the history of the community area. We're obviously going to do food and history. That's the core, but we're doing more. And our YouTube is going to be going crazy, if we're being honest. Like what you're seeing usually we would post the same podcast on YouTube and people would listen to that. But now Dario has kind of like produced and edited an entirely different kind of vibe for our YouTube. It literally is more
way different.
It's more of a, I would say it's more of a, I don't want to call it a vlog because it's more than a vlog. It's really,
documentary almost.
It's our rendition of what this would look like if it were a TV show.
Right. So basically what she's saying, if y'all listening to this podcast, great, because this is where this is our bread and butter right here. We're not gonna change this, right? Yeah. We're not gonna move this. But the YouTube, if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube, it is a different experience. Same knowledge,
different visuals,
different experience than what this is, as opposed to what it used to be. So
and it's much shorter. It's only 20 minutes.
Yeah. So I'm excited. I'm excited to kind of get into it and do that. We got some dope stories that we already got lined up for you to learn. It's still history, still food. That's the core of this. Not going to change. So without further ado, are you ready to get into?
I'm ready.
I wanted to change this button so bad just to freshen up, and I still might. But for some reason, I can't do it. Let's get in tune, y'all.
I kind of want to change it.
Me too. I kind of want to change it now that I just played it.
He's dated.
Yeah. So, no community area.
Correct.
However, what we are going to talk about today is the CTA. This is one of the first subjects. So we kind of have a storyline going with this, with the new stuff. But we're gonna start with the CTA because we told you we wanted to travel more. Yeah. You know, that damn gas money line didn't age well. So
we also wanted to explore how accessible the city is to different parts, or how accessible different parts of the city are. And so our way of doing it is we're going to use public transportation to get everywhere that public transportation allows us to get. There
you go. And so with that, you know how we do. We tell you the good and the bad of all the of whatever we talk about. So and since we are going the direction of being on public transportation, showing accessibility, why not start with the CTA? Why not start with the history of the CTA, y'all? I got some dates that you would probably like to know, that you should know in Chicago CTA history. I think you're going to enjoy this. Let's start at the very beginning. The first date that you should know, April 25th, 1859, the first streetcar made its debut in the loop between State and Randolph. And actually, it wasn't a streetcar like how you thinking, like a streetcar.
I don't know what a streetcar is. If I'm
thinking it looked like a trolley type of thing, or actually, this is better. This is the better thing. You know how those. Actually, let me just say, they're horse-drawn carriage. It's basically a horse-drawn, not a carriage, because carriage is like two people, right? This had a bunch of people on it. So they were 12 feet long, and they went, get this, a whopping 3 miles per hour. Oh. If that's what horsepower is, I don't want it. Well, I guess that's not full horsepower. That's just the horse walking. Damn. I guess that's the horse walking, and it held about 18 passengers. Yeah, there you go.
Wow, and it's actually on a rail.
Yeah, right. So we'll get to it. Now that was, for that to be their first kind of transportation in the loop area. That was huge. You know, you got to think about it. Like, that was like, oh snap, I can get from A to B. You know, and I ain't got to walk. You know what I mean? Like, granted, you could probably walk faster than that demo, but you ain't got to use.
No, you can't walk faster than a galloping horse.
No. A walking, it was going 3 miles per hour. That ain't galloping. That little son.
You can walk more than 3 miles in an hour. Walk.
That's a good ass point. See, when you say it like,
thank you.
I think you could walk 3 miles in an hour. Yes, you could. You could.
20-minute mile.
A 20-minute. That's running.
That is not running.
That is a 20-minute mile.
That is not. What was
some people it is.
What was your mile time in high school?
6.
No, it wasn't.
With 6 minutes, it's a what? Wow. Wait a minute. You doubting me?
Yes.
You are doubting me.
Why are you yelling at me?
Because this is crazy to me. You doubting me?
6 minutes is like
a 6-minute mile. Yes,
really good.
Your boy was athletic. What you mean?
I just didn't know you ran.
I didn't. You know what I mean? I'm from the south side. Yeah, I ran.
Stop.
No.
Stop.
Bruh. No. But
mine was like 9.
And that's good. That's
well, yours is 6. That's not.
Yeah. That's. I
feel like 9 is like a high schooler that doesn't want to be there.
I feel like under 10 is good.
Yeah.
Wow. Like I'm still shocked that you think your boy.
I did get faster because I played soccer, so I got faster as I played more soccer and built more leg muscle and stamina. But when I didn't want to do it freshman year, 9. And I pretended to faint multiple times.
You pretended to faint?
1,000%.
Wow, why would you do that?
Because I didn't want to fucking run a mile.
What would you do?
I just drop.
Did you drop like, you know how
Sully.
Like the Disney princesses whenever they oh my god. did you do one of them?
No.
I would not liked you in high school. Promise you that.
Why?
Because of that. I'd have been, boy, if she don't get her ass up.
I would not have liked you in high school.
No, you just mad. That you can't come back. You can't come back with that. Anyway, let's continue.
I barely like you now, right at this moment.
Happy New Year to y'all. We love y'all. This is ain't shit changed. This is still trash. No. So the horses They were very popular, right? They were very popular means of transportation. They started adding routes to it. They added routes around the city because, like, obviously that's what happens. The mayor at the time was Mayor John C. Haynes, and he had a pretty interesting quote about the streetcars, because this was new. He said these cars gave the poor man a home in the outskirts of the city, and at the same time, they brought him closer and near to the place in which he earns the means to support his family. So think about how revolutionary that statement was. It was like, oh, snap, yo, you can live anywhere and still come to the greatest city in the world. You know what I mean? Like, that's pretty dope.
Not anywhere. You could, like, live in Lakeview and get to downtown.
I bet you them horses was like, God damn.
It takes 6 hours to get to work.
You had to leave yesterday just to get there today. And then you got to stop with the poop stops.
Oh God, get shit on. Remember the horses we rode in Egypt?
Yeah.
Well, we didn't ride the horse. We rode a horse.
They
drawn.
was dookie like walking and dookie. Anyway,
no, but the horse drawn cart that we rode in, and it went on the actual street with the cars.
Hey, your boy's hip was just sleep. My hip was
terrifying.
I was hanging off the side of the damn thing on the road. My feet. Anyway. Fun fact. First fun fact of the year. When horse cars were in their prime, right, there was about 6,600 horses in the city that worked and kind of did this, did this job.
Yeah, and I think each depending on the size of the streetcar, I believe it had anywhere from, how many horses did it have?
I don't know, 2.
I was going to say anywhere from 2 to 4 horses.
So in 1867...
That's a lot of horses.
Yeah. In 1867, the street railway system tried to replace the horses with small steam engines called dummies. Okay? They tried to replace them because the public hated the horses and things like that. They hated the noise. They hated the smoke.
The poop.
Yeah, they hated the sparks and stuff that it caused. So
wait, they hated the engines or they hated the horses?
They hated the engines, the little dummies. They hated those dummies. They hated the noise, the smoke, the sparks, all that stuff that the little engines that could brought. In 1871, we should know this date by now. The Chicago fire happened, and most of the horses were killed.
That's
in
so
the fire.
sad.
Yes, and the ones that didn't die either had to be euthanized the year after, or they eventually passed away.
Damn.
So that was a reason why I'm bringing that up is because they had to pivot, right? They had to pivot to make it better. Horse cars ended in 1906. Okay, they ended in 1906.
Yeah, I would say that's probably around the time that cars started to slowly, right? I think like by 1920s, cars became more and more normal to own.
So, it's a good segue. We getting closer to that date. 1880s, the things were being phased out, like I said, right, for better and faster, more efficient type of ways. The second date you need to know, June 28th. 1882, the cable car started service, and this went a whopping 14 miles per hour.
Wow.
Yeah. So we talking, what is that?
Skokie?
Almost. Yeah. What's that?
Skokie?
What you say?
No, I'm saying that's Skokie.
Oh yeah. Right. They went 14 miles per hour.
They say the best jokes are the ones you have to repeat.
Yeah, right.
Times.
The ones your boy don't get. They were on State Street. The third date, October 2nd, 1890, the first electric streetcar started. And this one is interesting because it was on 93rd Street between Stony Island and South Chicago Avenue. Yeah. That's the South Side.
Well, it was the white South Side.
There you go.
It wasn't.
Yeah, that
the black
was
South Side.
When you said that, I was like, yeah, you're right, because if you remember that.
It was vacation for the white people.
Yeah, that was a suburb.
The whites.
Yeah, that was suburb type of area.
Mm-hmm. Well, it wasn't. Was it a suburb? Because was it already incorporated? Because it wouldn't have. Because
you're right. That wasn't. Yeah.
If it's no.
This
city
was
owned.
This was that area was considered because remember South Chicago wanted to be. They called themselves South Chicago, and they wanted to prove that they were just like Chicago, just on a smaller scale.
So. Do you know what organization owned these?
We'll get to it. We'll get to that.
Because if it's a Chicago, that means they were already incorporated.
Well, you got to think a lot of places were using names.
I know, but what I'm saying is like, you know how the CTA is like it's like a Chicago owned, right? It's owned by the government. Like it's ran by the city of Chicago. It's not like a private.
Right.
So what I'm saying is like, was this run by the city of Chicago or was it ran by whatever little township?
We'll get to it. We'll get to it.
Just answer it now.
I'm literally the next date. The next date that you need to know is June 6th. The first rail line.
I feel like I'm reading a book and I can't skip to the next page.
No, you can't. You got to let me talk. The the first rail line started in Chicago by the Chicago and South Side Rapid Transit System. Damn, you couldn't wait.
Well, you could have just answered my question.
Well, I was trying to tell you. I was trying to tell you. It is. Anyway.
I want the actual definition of head ass.
Yeah, we don't know. It's what you feel.
Wow.
So that transit line went from Congress to 39th Street, and it actually went over the alley between State and Wabash. If y'all are putting this together, that's elevated in a sense.
Is it an elevated line?
Elevated line. Anyway, 1893, it was extended to Jackson Park. Any guesses as to why it was extended to Jackson Park? In 1893, I'm giving you the clues right there.
Is it because that was when it was?
It was popping in 1893. It was the World's Fair.
It
was popping. It was the World's Fair. It was extended. Now, that definitely was a suburb. Jackson Park area, Hyde Park Township, World's Fair. By 1910, it was extended again to Inglewood, Kenwood, and the Stockyards.
Wow.
Yeah. So at one point,
Stockyards went crazy.
Yeah.
They were feeding people hooves.
The scraps. Not necessarily a date. Well, yes, it is a date. In that time, the elevated loop, started October 12th, 1897. Yeah, but we'll talk more about the loop more, even though this is the kind of the origins of it. Fun fact about the rail, since we're talking about rails now, got some numbers to run to you. There are 1,492 rail cars.
That's crazy.
In Chicago.
How many? And there's only 150 something stops.
145.
145 stops. Yeah. That's crazy. Well, I guess each line has multiple.
Yeah.
Is the rail car the entire things that are attached to each other, or is one single car a rail car?
I'm a guess just one. Just, like how you can move from car to car, because that's what they there are 8 rail lines.
And that's not including Metro.
Right. There's 8 rail lines in the city.
Yeah.
We know the colors, y'all. We know the colors.
Do it.
No, you do it.
Okay. Red, pink, yellow, green, blue, purple, brown, orange.
Hey, let's go. Hey, yeah.
Run me my fucking coins.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, more coins this year. That's
your
that's more coins. I don't want no smoke. There are 224 miles of track in Chicago.
Wow.
And roughly, what's up? Checks out. Roughly 234,000 miles traveled per day.
That's insane.
What?
Does that not include the ghost buses and trains
I don't know.
that don't show up?
I have no clue. You say they should be going anyway. They should be going.
They say arriving now, and then they don't arrive.
They just pump faking. 1911, there were 4 major streetcar companies, and they merged together. Okay, so this kind of also answers your question as to where were they from, right? The 4 that merged together in 1911 was the Chicago and South Side Rapid Transit System. Told you that went out south. The Lake Street Elevated Railway that went from Market Street to California out west. And if y'all want to know, bonus fact, Market Street was the old name of Wacker Drive.
Oh.
Hey, yeah. Metropolitan West Side Elevated Railroad went downtown to Logan Square, and the Northwestern Elevated Railroad went downtown to Wilson Avenue. So those 4, they merged in 1911, which brings us to the last date that you should know for right now, March 25th. No, I'm sorry. October 1st, 1947, the CTA took over all operations of the 4 rail companies, and that's where today's story ends about the CTA.
Wow.
Here's the thing. One more date. I do want to kind of go back. March 25th, 1917, the first motor bus service started. And I purposely didn't want to talk about motor buses because there's a lot of dope history about that, and I didn't want to take too much of your time since we're already 25 minutes in. Yeah, we'll talk more about the buses. Yeah, we'll talk.
I like this part one of the CTA.
Yeah, that part one.
Should we do an episode on every single line?
I think y'all would tell us.
That would be
talk to
fun.
us.
Because we could do it. That's just 8 episodes, and then we could just do one on the buses.
We got time, and we got
time.
And don't think that next week is necessarily about.
Oh, it's not.
It's not necessary. Now here's the thing. Since we all kind of went over those dates, I kind of want to talk about because we walked on the streets. Obviously, we're taking the transportation.
Yeah.
And by no means are we revolutionizing the game and be like, no, but we talked about on the podcast how when you are feet to ground, you should be kind of keeping your eyes open to check for certain things. And immediately we get off the bus at Division in Ashland. As soon as we get off, it literally stopped us right in front of a landmark plaque.
Yeah.
And we told y'all, just look at the buildings.
They have those like bronze plates, plaques.
Yeah.
That say if they're landmarks.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
It was pretty cool. It dropped us off in Polish downtown, which we talked about in the West Town episode. And right there. And there's a plaque that explains everything we kind of talked about, specifically for that building. That building that was architecturally, amazing for the time. And so that's what it was about. So pretty dope.
And then we saw, so we took the bus to the Division Blue Line area. And then we took the Blue Line to Old Irving Park, that area. We got off on Milwaukee.
Yeah.
And right under what is that called? Like under the viaduct?
Yeah, the viaduct, yeah.
They actually had signs up talking about the history of the not necessarily the CTA, but the history of train transportation in that area, which is really cool. And you could just read them and get shit on by the birds at the same. Well, you do both. But yeah, we saw a lot of cool things. We saw some cool, really dope buildings.
Yeah.
Some really cool architecture.
Murals.
Because when we're driving, you miss 90% of that. So walking, because we had to walk from the train station to the library, and that was like a 10-12 minute walk. And we saw a lot of really cool shit. Yeah,
we did. Which, by the way, we went to the library and we found some stuff. We got something for you that we'll talk about. Sarah got some pretty dope history, and we'll lead into the food because the food was fantastic. So, y'all, go ahead, learn about the cool public library, and we'll be right back with the food.
We're at the library. This is the Independence branch that serves Irving Park and Independence Park, right?
Okay.
So I wanted to share a couple fun facts. We use this tool as like a research tool, right?
Yeah, for sure.
You can either use the app, which is super user-friendly, and it tells you what location the books are, and you can just come and pick them up. You can put them on hold. But I wanted to give some facts about this specific branch. This branch was it kind of like the Irving Park Women's Club which was established in 1888, was instrumental in starting this branch because each woman that was part of this club was encouraged to donate books to start this branch. It moved in 2019 to this location, but it wasn't here before when it started in 1888. So, and then this is one of the branches where the Housing Authority collaborated with the Chicago Public Library, and there's affordable housing in the same building as the public library. So you can't access the housing through the public library. It's an adjacent door, but it's in the same building. So it's like a beautiful building. It's super colorful on the outside, and you can live right above the library. And so you have full access to all the resources that the library offers. Obviously, if people don't know, the library not only offers books, but it offers a lot of classes. It gives you access to computers, to internet, to Wi-Fi, all that good stuff.
Welcome back to our food portion of the episode.
Yeah.
I hope you enjoyed those little fun facts about the library.
Yeah.
It's a really cool location. Go check it out.
Yeah, yeah. The food though. Man, look, I'm glad all of y'all here.
Yeah, for real. People got headphones in.
Just heard that was the horse car.
So we kind of wanted to be kitschy and find a CTA themed restaurant, and we did, and it just happened to be there. So the restaurant is actually called CTA, Chicago Taco Authority.
Hey,
and it is fully CTA themed.
Mm-hmm.
The owner actually came up with the theme while he was riding the CTA, the Blue Line, which is right by the restaurant.
Yeah, yeah.
So that was really cool. So the restaurant opened in I believe it was fall of 2017 or early 2018, and the owner often rode the Blue Line, and he always wanted to open up a restaurant, but he wasn't sure what kind of theme he wanted or like what the vibe was going to be, and he got the idea while he was on the train, and he decided to open it, and they've been in business for like 5 years now.
Yeah.
4 years, 5 years.
Yeah. Since 16, right? You said
2017.
2017. Yeah.
And you walk in, and it's fully CTA.
Yeah, the vibe is dope because like it's undeniably Blue Line. You know what I mean? Like undeniably Blue Line, which I think is really cool that they went so deep into the concept.
Yeah.
And I think most Chicagoans, they've been to it. Most Chicagoans, especially if you live in the area, you've been to it, so this is nothing new to you. But if you are that visitor or if you are that person that's just kind of new to the area, it's definitely something you got to check out.
Yeah.
It's just so dope. Literally down to the signs, telling you where to order your food, where do you pick up everything.
So actually, a lot of the decor was like curated. Like the owner went and did auctions and stuff like that to find like vintage CTA items.
Oh wow!
So it's all like authentic, or it was created for the space, obviously, but. Yeah, a lot of it is real, like the old map by the kitchen.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And they also do something really cool where they curated like a table of items that you can buy that are made by local businesses that are CTA themed or Chicago themed. There's like a Morton salt tote that you can get.
Yeah.
I bought a brown line candle.
A pecan
pie brown line candle.
Yeah.
There's platters that have like the entire L system on there. There's socks, and it's just like it's very in your face Chicago.
Yeah, and also speaking of vibe, have a huge mural on the building right next to it, and then they have a huge mural inside that says Chicago Taco Authority. Beautiful, like just beautiful artwork, and then they got more artwork aligned in there, and then the music is playing.
Yeah,
and food is always better when you could dance to it. Like I don't care what you say, your food might be a 3 or 5. Yeah, 5, 3 is too low. Your food might be a 5.
But it's an immediate 7 if I could dance.
Immediate 7 if I could bounce to it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And the experience was that they wanted it to be more than just like, I'm just going to go get tacos. Like they wanted it to be something fun. Like you walk in, you either are a huge Chicago fan and you enjoy it, or you walk in and you're like, this is adorable. Or you know what I mean? Like to entice any kind of conversation, basically.
Yeah.
But one thing that I would say is that our service was amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And all the food is commuter friendly. So it all comes in to-go boxes. You can sit down and eat. There are areas for you to sit down, but everything comes on a tray in a to-go box.
That's so clutch.
So you can just grab it and go.
Yeah, so clutch.
Or you can sit down and eat. And should we talk about what we had?
Let's dive into it because
we tried a couple different things. And we first started with the fried fish tacos. Here's the thing. Their tacos are $4.50 and they have multiple different kinds of tacos. We had the fried fish, and you had it in a meal. So yours came with beans and rice.
Yes.
And I had just a single taco. It's a double corn tortilla, fully fried, like deep fried battered fish fillet, and it comes with this like green kind of like a spicy avocado salsa. It's not spicy. He asked me, he was like, the guy that was that checked our order out, he was like, was it spicy? And I was like, not at all.
No, not at all.
And he was like, some people think it's too spicy, and I was like,
I don't know how.
Not even
I don't know how. Yeah, it's not even.
Yeah,
it was like perfect. It was good.
Yeah.
No.
But yeah, so it comes with a really good. I'm trying to see if so. It's a. It comes with no. It's a cilantro aioli is what it is.
Okay.
And it's 2 corn tortillas with pickled habaneros and onions and a cucumber pico de gallo, red cabbage, and a fried fish. So
let me talk about it, man. Let me talk about it. When I tell you all that shit to combined is like Captain America I was about to say done did your thing in his mouth.
Wow.
He did. I mean, it is all the powers just came together. And first of all, a fish taco is not niche anymore because I feel like it used to be like, oh, you really fancy, but most places got fish tacos. Yeah. That shit is great, outstanding. I've not had all the fish tacos in the city. Or all the tacos in general in the city. This got to be up there in the high ranks.
It was really good.
And I feel like even if you said like top 15, 20 in Chicago, that's still fantastic. Yeah. And I'm not saying it is, I'm not ranking it and putting it away, but I'm just saying it's up there very high. It's got to be.
Yeah.
This taco is perfect. Now, you might raise your eyebrows at $4.50 for a taco. Let me tell you, if you got it, get it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, so the way you got it with the rice and beans,
it's more affordable.
I would say it's probably the smarter way of doing it because you got the 2 taco commuter combo, which is 2 tacos, rice, beans, chips, salsa, and that's $12.94.
Yes.
So
worth it.
You get way more than if you ordered just 2 tacos. Because if you ordered 2 tacos, that's probably gonna be like a little over $10.
Yeah.
You might as well get the rice and beans, and the chips and the salsa.
Yeah, right.
And the chips and salsa is a decent amount of chips and salsa.
Right. I mean, it is fantastic.
Yeah.
Well worth it. Like those.
Yeah, I think $12.95 is good.
That low key, that was the first thing I had. Almost stole the show for me.
Yeah.
I almost didn't even have to eat nothing else.
Well, let's remind you that you had a taco salad.
Okay, let's talk about it.
So the taco salad is iceberg lettuce, tomato, black beans, flame roasted corn, Chihuahua cheese, house-made Fritos, cilantro, red onion, creamy taco dressing, avocado, and a side of pico de gallo.
Y'all, okay. So let me set this tone for you. You don't. It's not like
you had yours with steak.
It's not steak. I had mine with steak. It's not like you get like a typical salad. You know what I'm saying? You get a lot of salad.
Yeah, it's huge.
Like you get a lot of salad, and then you get we got the Southwest sauce with it because that's the one I had.
That Southwest sauce.
Ooh,
there's still some in the fridge. It's that good.
Fire. It's that good. And then you get a very, very good portion of protein. Whatever you choose, you get it's a good protein portion. It's so large of how much you get. It's hard to put the meat in there and then shake it around. And
that's what she said.
It's hard to toss your salad.
After you put the meat in
there.
After
you put the meat in there, it's very hard to toss your salad.
Some might say it is the wrong order of events.
Some
might say you got to toss the salad first and put the meat in.
That would, which for me would be the only critique.
Yeah, the container is 2-pack.
It's it's too much food.
Yeah, because if you're eating it in a to go, you can't mix your salad.
Yeah, and if you're going on the theme of you package it for commuter, which I think is genius, absolutely genius. Yeah. If you're going on the thought process that hey, this is for a commuter. If you're a commuter, you won't be able to shake that shit up on the bus or a train.
You could.
Maybe the red line. But you ain't gonna be able to. No, but like so that would be my only critique there. Which not a bad. We already did because they gave you the trays. We dumped it out. We did it right there. But that, again, that's you being, in a place where you can do that. No, that's the only thing. But other than that, top notch.
It was good. It was
top notch.
I really liked it a lot.
I don't even mess with salads.
I love taco salads in general.
Yeah.
So anything that has corn, beans, and steak in it, fire.
When I saw that, I was like, yeah, this is the one. Yeah. I had to get that one.
I had the torta.
Yeah, what you think about it? It was half.
It's a half torta combo. So you get half of a torta and then you get 2 sides. So I got guac and elote, but you can also get a mini taco salad or refried beans, and it comes with salsa. And that is a hefty portion. You get a full scoop of guac, which is like it's a large scoop of guac, and a good portion of the elote. And I got it. It's $12.99, so $13. And then I also had a taco with it. So that I couldn't finish the guac and the corn, but I ate the torta and the taco, and that was perfect. And that torta was really good.
Yeah,
Here's
it looked
the thing.
good.
It wasn't like a traditional, and I think I got pastor. It wasn't a traditional pastor because it had caramelized onions.
Ooh, I bet you it slapped.
You know what I mean? And I don't think they claim to be like doing traditional, authentic Mexican food. Like they do some that are traditional, and then some that it's their own take on it.
Yeah,
and I respect that. I'm with that. You know,
100%. I love it. Yeah.
And that torta was probably one of those examples where they did their own thing and they added like a caramelized onion. At least I've never had it with onions like that before. I'm sure there's different parts of the country do it differently, but it was really, really good. You had a bite. What did you think?
I thought it was great. I thought it was really good. It almost didn't really feel like a torta. Now, like that's the thing.
It felt like a steak sandwich.
It did, right?
Even though it was pastor, but you know what I mean.
Not bad.
It was. The seasoning was
perfect.
so good.
Perfect.
Yeah, I loved it.
Like again, I just want to say this because I want people to think this is the first time I've been to CTA, Chicago Taco Authority. I'm sure people in the area know how dope this is, so this might feel good to you. Don't think that we are like discovering something new. We're not Christopher Columbusing this shit. We just saying that's our first time being there, and if you are new to the area, that's like a must go to spot.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I would say. I mean, I think for a quick meal, it's perfect.
Shit, not even quick. I could eat that probably at least 5 days a week.
Yeah,
at least, and not even for
7 days in the week.
Well, that's shit.
Yeah,
I do 5 out of 7. Hell yeah. Those fish tacos alone is 3 or 4 days.
Tacos were good.
You know what I mean? Like them fish tacos and that salad. That salad is like the perfect almost perfect.
Yeah,
without the
I would say less iceberg.
Yes,
and it would be perfect.
It'd be perfect. Think about that's a meal. That really is a meal. If you want something
with the steak, I would say it is.
Yeah, that's a meal. You know what I mean?
I feel like without the protein, it's probably not enough to make a person full.
Right. That Southwest sauce might carry it.
No, but like you need a protein to.
You
get
do need
full.
a protein to get. Yeah,
like if you just ate that salad, you would
the chips. Yeah, the chips ain't gonna do it for you. Yeah, you're right. You need a protein.
I would add a protein,
but
and it's a decent amount of protein. Like it's $5 to add steak, for example, but it's a bunch of steak.
Worth it.
Yeah. We finished off with dessert. We had the churros with the chocolate dip, which were great.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing specific to comment on the churros. They were fine. I've had better and I've had worse, but they were good.
Yeah, they were good.
And then
you get a lot of them though.
You do get a lot.
You get a lot of.
Yeah, it's $5.60.
60 cents. You pronounced every goddamn letter in that one.
You get 6 sticks of churros.
Hey,
so it's $1 a churro.
That's not bad.
That's not bad.
That's not bad.
And a side of chocolate sauce. So
yeah, do you have to get 6? If they're $1,
yeah, that's the only.
You'd be like, give me. I need just 2. Just 2. That's all.
No,
I need.
I think it's just an order. And then they also have their homemade flan, which your girl loves flan. Yeah, I smacked the shit out of that. I was like, you want a bite? No, all right, good.
Yeah.
And I ate the whole thing. It was the flan was good.
Yeah, I think overall this is a beautiful start.
Yeah.
To the new phase of this podcast. Mm-hmm. That food.
There's also an old phone booth in there.
Yeah.
Which
right. We sat right in front of it. Old phone booth that's just sitting right there. So dope. Mm-hmm. I think that place, honestly, you need to go there. Like you go if you can. It's literally right by the Irving Park stop. You know what I mean? The blue line. Yeah, the Irving Park stop on the blue line. Just get off there. It's like a 2-minute walk, 3-minute walk right there. But I definitely say try that out if you can. It's well worth it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah. Any final thoughts on anything?
No.
All right.
I'm
well,
good. I said my piece. Shit. I'm good.
I also looked up the definition of head ass. It means dumbass. So
way to bring it back. I love it. That's good.
Anytime Dario calls me head ass, it means he's
no.
dumbass.
No, that was the first time I said head ass.
No, you can say that to me all the time.
No, what? You don't me. You do me.
I don't do you.
I mean, you do
right,
do
well,
me.
let's on that note. We really hope you enjoyed this episode. And that's all.
That's it. Come on, man.
I don't want to do the same outro.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
We have a pre-recorded outro. Listen to that shit. But listen to it.
But listen to it all the way through. Give us that 100%. 100% us.
I mean, that's why we record an outro so we don't have to do this.
That's facts.
Play the outro.
All right. Bye.
Hey, thank you so much for listening. We hope you enjoyed that. If you have any ideas or things you want to learn about, please DM us on Instagram or reach out to us via email at 77flavorsshy@bepositiveprod. That's prod for productions.com.
While you're at it, go ahead and follow us on all social media platforms at 77flavorsshy. And while you're at it, also give us a nice rating, 5-star. Go ahead.
Do it.
You want to.
Do it.
We'll see you next Monday. Peace.